Hello students, I am Dr. Komal Rathore, Assistant Professor, Department of Kamar Bhritya, Faculty of Ayurvedic Science at Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University, Jaipur, Rajasthan. Students, today's session we will discuss about juvenile diabetes. It is very important topic, many examinations. Some question arises definitely from them. So it is important topic. Please remember this and listen carefully. So first of all, in this session, we will discuss about what is juvenile diabetes. So juvenile diabetes is a chronic metabolic disorder resulting from absolute lack of insulin. So most pediatric patients have type 1 diabetes mellitus, lifetime dependence on exogenous insulin. So abnormal metabolism of carbohydrate, protein and fat characterized by hyperglycemia and glycosuria and tendency to ketoacidosis. What is the causes of juvenile diabetes? So first is progressive loss of isolate cell function, insulin resistance and iatrogenic post-pancreatic surgery. It is important. I repeat, progressive loss of isolate cell function, insulin resistance and iatrogenic post-pancreatic surgery. Next is etiology. Etiology, what is etiology? Etiology is 95% belong to this category, and second is hereditary, third is multifactorial inheritance, second is Cushing syndrome, hyperpituitarism and surgical removal of pancreas. So susceptibility is immunological priming, autoimmune disease, then Iceland cell destruction, insulin deficiency, and at last clinically juvenile diabetes. So what is the classification of DM according to causes? First is type 1 insulin dependent. So insulin dependent is most childhood diabetes prone to ketoacidosis. Second is type 2 non-insulin dependent. It is usually older children, obesity related and positive family history, not prone to ketosis. So it is two different. First is insulin dependent, second is non-insulin dependent. So what is the reason behind it? So here is two more. Type 3 other specific DM like genetic defect in beta cells function, maturity onset, the diabetes in young, the respond to oral glycemic drugs. And third is next is genetic defect in insulin action and some infections like congenital rubella infections, some drugs like corticosteroids and pancreatic exocrine insufficiency like cystic fibrosis and genetic chromosomal disorder. And fourth type is gestational diabetes mellitus. It is very common and it is curative disease. So most important is two types, type 1 and type 2. So here we will describe about DM type 1 diabetes mellitus. So physiology of diabetes mellitus in cell failure. First is liver glycogen metabolism to form glucose, muscle protein breakdown to form free amino acids, and adipose tissue breakdown or triglyceride to form free fatty acids, which are oxidized to form ketone bodies, ultimately leading to ketoacidosis. Next, associate autoimmune disease like hyperthyroidism affect 2 to 5% children with diabetes, Addison disease, and celiac disease. Next is natural history of type 1 diabetes. Here is initiation of autoimmunity, preclinical autoimmunity with progressive loss of beta cells, onset of clinical disease, transient remissions, established disease, and development of complications. So here is the very necessary thing, natural history. So it is important. Now clinical feature, first acute onset and usually proceed by infection. So polyuria, polyphagia, polydipsia and weight loss, and nocturia and diabetic coma. So main four thing is polyuria, polyphagia, polydipsia and weight loss. Now pathology in type 1 diabetes mellitus. So main symptom of are secondary to osmotic diuresis and glycosuria. So insulin deficiency cause hyperglycemia, glycosuria, and osmotic diuresis. So that is polyuria, increased thirst. So that's caused polydipsia. Insulin deficiency, lack of glucose utilization, increase appetite. So polyphagia. Insulin deficiency, lack of glucose utilization, increase utilization of fat, that is diabetes ketoacidosis. Impaired protein synthesis causes weight loss. So diagnosis is diagnostic criteria and glucose level. So first classic symptom plus body BSR. So BSR blood sugar rate is more than 200 mg per dl, yeah, 11.1 millimole per liter. Fasting blood sugar is more than 126 mg per dl, causes diabetes. And 2-hour plasma glucose level during 75 gram oral glucose tolerance test is more than 200 mg per dl, causes diabetes. And HbA1c level is more than 6.5 percentage. So classic symptoms: polyuria, polydipsia, polyphagia, and weight loss. It may be remember. So it is important. Classic symptoms plus BSR, blood sugar rate more than 200 per dl. Now differential diagnosis. So differential diagnosis is type 2 diabetes mellitus, MODY, psychogenic polydipsia, nephrogenic diabetes insipidus, high output renal failure, and transient hyperglycemia with illness and stress, factitious illness like Munchausen syndrome by proxy. Now, what is the investigations we have to be performed? So investigations first is urine examination like glucose urea and ketonuria, blood sugar level, BSR or BSF is increases, serum electrolyte like hyponatremia, hypokalemia, and low chloride. Very important. Hyponatremia, hypokalemia, and low chloride. Investigations may be acid-base balance, pH is low, bicarbonate base deficit low, blood examination increase, hemoglobin and HCT increase due to dehydration, and increased TLC, total leukocyte count. Now insulin type 4 base, ultra short acting insulins, Lispro and Aspart, short acting insulins, regular insulin and soluble insulin, and intermediate acting insulin is NPH. NPH means neutral protamine hegdron, lentane and ultra lentane. And long acting insulin is glagrine and ultra lenti. So here is the types 4 bases: ultra short, short acting, intermediate, and long acting insulin. Now insulin available form. This is the form of insulin. Insulin injection site. You can see it may be 90. It is important in 90-degree angle and subcutaneous layer. So it is important. Subcutaneous layer may. So first is abdomen fat. The second is a thigh, lateral aspect, and that is deltoid surface. So HbA1c level. It is very important. HbA1c level, glycated hemoglobin. Glycated hemoglobin means HbA1c best method for medium and long-term diabetes control monitoring. Target HbA1c is less than 7.5 regardless of age and reflect average blood sugar level in preceding 2 to 3 months. HbA1c level control, if less than 7, intense control, 8 to 9% average, and more than 11 minimum control. If HbA1c level and control. 6 to 7.5 percentage is a good, and more than 7.5 is a very fair. 7.6 to 9.9 fair control, and more than 10% is poor control. So it is important. Follow up, monitor growth, blood pressure, school progress, dietary compliances, HbA1c level, joint morbidity, fundus examination, thyroid test, and check insulin site. Also, what is the complications? It is important. Check complications. So complication is injection site hypertrophy, retinopathy, cataract, gastroparesis, hypertension, progressive renal failure, early coronary artery disease, peripheral vascular disease, peripheral and autonomic neuropathy, increased risk of infection. It is important, increased risk of infection. So they all are complications. So we have to be considered and check in every follow-up. So that's all for this now. Thank you. Hope you like that session. It is important. Many examination asking many questions like, what is HbA1c? And HbA1c for what? What does it mean? Glycolated hemoglobin, and what is the normal level? And if what happened when which side? Sorry, it is important. In which side insulin injection has to be given? So it is remember, and mostly investigations like urine examination, blood electrolyte, so hypernatremia and kalemia, and next acid base balance, and diagnosis criteria may be asked in examination. So it is important chapter. So you have to be understand, and you have keep in mind, because of it is important question in clinical level or in exam level. So hope you like that session, and it is valuable and informative. So if you have any query, so you can ask me in further session. I will definitely resolve your problem. That's all for now. Thank you. Thank you so much.